Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. And so today I'm going to talk about Tyre Sampson. Very tragic situation. 14-year-old little boy, 14-year-old bigger boy, but the mind of a 14-year-old. You know, when I think back to when I was 14, I didn't always make the best decisions. Because the truth of the matter is 14-year-olds are young. And so Tyre Sampson went to an amusement park. He was turned down, and rightfully so, for several rides. The rides come with a limit, a weight limit. They also have height limits and things like that. But he ultimately, after being turned down by a few rides, someone made a horrible mistake. There was a ride that had a limit of 287 pounds. Now, I don't know what method they use to determine someone's weight. Do they just eyeball it? Do they let the person get into the seat and try it out first? Do they make you get on a scale? I'm not sure how they do it, but this young man weighed over, even though he was only 14 years old, he weighed over 320 pounds. He was allowed onto a ride that had a 287-pound weight limit, and he was clearly obese. He's a football player, but it's unfortunate that he was as huge as he was. It's really, really, really sad. Really sad. He got onto I'll let Nora tell you what happened.
Tragic amusement park death of a 14-year-old boy in Orlando. An accident report says the teen's restraints were still in the locked position, but questions remain about why the boy was allowed on the ride in the first place. Here's CBS's Manuel Bojorquez.
A memorial now stands just feet away from where 14-year-old Tyre Sampson died. His cousin has started a petition to shut the ride down.
Please, if you got to put your kid's name, everybody's name on there, just put them on there so we can get it put down.
Sampson fell to his death last Thursday during the Orlando Freefall ride's 400-foot descent at 75 miles an hour. A newly released accident report says Sampson came out of the seat as the ride began to break, adding the harness was still in a down and locked position when the ride stopped. This photo shared on social media appears to show Sampson before the ride. The ride's owner, Slingshot Group, told us last week it's designed to run only when riders are locked in.
And they have to be secured with a harness, and the ride cannot operate unless that is the case.
But the manual from the ride manufacturer specifies a weight limit of 287 pounds and says of, quote, large guests, check that they fit within the contours of the seat and the bracket fits properly. If this is not so, do not let this person ride. Sampson, an 8th grade football standout from Missouri, reportedly weighed more than 300 pounds. Ken Martin is a ride safety expert.
What do you see having to change?
I think we're going to see a little more emphasis on operator training, and we have to have those guys properly trained.
Slingshot Group, which owns and operates the ride, has vowed to cooperate with authorities. Icon Park, where the ride is located, has vowed to do the same, but it's also demanding that another ride there, owned by Slingshot, be shut down until investigators can determine whether both are safe. Nora?
Manny Bojorquez, thank you.
Okay. So as you can see, that was a very tragic event. My heart goes out to that family, his friends, and just praying that this doesn't happen to anyone else and anyone else's family, because this was just unbelievable. I will be following this story to see what happens. Hopefully, the family will be able to recover something financially. Hopefully. Stay tuned.